If you like adventure and exploring in your rig in style with all the comforts of your living room right behind the steering wheel, then the Lexus GX460 is the rig. This thing has all the amenities inside and has a very robust drivetrain as it's built on the Land Cruiser Prado chassis. One thing that it falls short is it's got a ton of plastics. Front bumper, sliders, and in the back are all covered in plastic. Well, today we are gonna solve that problem with a pair of bumpers. We're doing a Victory front bumper, we're doing an Expedition 1 rear bumper, and all the gadgets that go with it. So follow along as we transform this thing from a comfy living room style rig into something that can handle some tough trails out west. So we've got the Expedition 1 rear bumper mostly installed on the GX, and it looks really good. But today's Wednesday, and we started this rear bumper on Monday. So the installation is not for the faint of heart, not to mention the hardware we got was incorrect, and the instructions were not there either. So we've been working on it for several days. It looks really good now that we're here. We still have a couple things to do with this license plate mount and camera relocation. But all in all, I think it looks good. We still have to shim some strikers. There's still some fine tuning that we need to do to make it fit and function like we want it. So all in all, once we get this thing all done and outside, we'll show you kind of how it all works. I do kind of like how these two swings are customizable depending on exactly what you want to haul. So if you want to haul two spares, you could do it, or any number of things on these two different swings. So pretty sweet. Let's go see how David is making out on the front, because I just saw him cutting half the front bumper away. There is no going back now. As you can see, the front of this thing is completely cut apart. David's got the whole lower part of the bumper gone. Here is the factory, we'll say bumper if you will, and we've got the grill right there. So we are about halfway through. We are past the point of no return, and it's looking good so far. We are again installing this front bumper from Victory, and unlike the rear bumper, the instruction on this thing was pretty nice. David said it was pretty straightforward to work through because Victory provided a really nice walkthrough video on exactly where to cut and where to mask, so that this thing turned out really, really nice. I can't wait to see this front bumper here installed on the front of this thing, because it looks a little bit rough right now. So we're gonna let David get at it and get this front bumper installed. just got our Project GX460 all wrapped up. Front and rear bumpers are done, and the customer was already talking to Curtis because he wants to do suspension, tires, and wheels next. But we'll save that video for another day. Let's do a quick recap of what we did. Of course, we've got the front bumper. This is by Victory 4x4. Lots of cutting to make it all happen. But overall, it looks pretty nice. You can see it's got proximity sensors in it. It's got some big shackle mounts. It's got a winch mount right there and a bunch of light holes. All in all, we put a light bar in the front from Baja Designs, lights in the corners from Baja Designs, ditch lights from Baja Designs, and a pair of lights in the very, very back, also from Baja Designs. We wired all of those lights to an Spod, which the guy is gonna control with his phone. So that's pretty cool. Along with that Spod, we mounted an ARB compressor. So I'm not exactly sure how he's gonna use it yet, but having compressed air on the trail is definitely a useful tool. One little pet peeve I have about this front bumper when looking it all over, it looks so awesome. And then you see these, and they look kind of like an afterthought. So I think for me, that would be my only change to this front bumper. It's super aggressive, quite high cut. I think it's got excellent approach angles and will be an excellent tool for the front of this thing. Let's go check out what we did out back. Now that we've got this bumper installed, it looks pretty good. As I mentioned earlier, it was definitely a headache to get it all on there. We spent multiple days to make all this happen. One thing that I'm thinking about right now is we had to actually make shim plates for these strikers. Just so that when you swing them open, they latch. These handles are pretty slick in that they're out of sight, but to open them, you just do that, and then they latch open, which is pretty slick. You can see that these things have somewhat of a universal design, so you can mount all sorts of accessories to them, whether it's another spare, some jerry can mounts, or anything else. So it turned out pretty awesome. The guy's got this camera mount extension and of course the license plate. That all still works, but it is a little bit difficult to see the license plate, I must say, from behind. All in all, I love the project. I think these things are an incredible value. They're an awesome machine. They're extremely robust. And if you're gonna do something where you need a vehicle that has all the creature comforts of home and is extremely capable, this is definitely one to consider. It is cool to see the aftermarket support definitely blossom for these rigs. I'm excited about the next phase of this project because lift, wheels, and tires will take this thing to a whole nother level. We're talking in the shop, I think some methods would look really good, maybe some methods in titanium. I don't know, we'll see what it develops to. So thanks for watching this video. Be sure to ask us any questions that you may have in our comment section. Follow us all over the place socially because we are all over the internet. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.